All right, and we are live. Welcome everyone to episode 4 of Another Car Channels podcast.
Sir.
That's right.
With me, as always, Jason Andrews and Courtney Myers. What's up, guys?
How's it
Hello.
going?
Hello. Long time no chat.
I wasn't privy to this green sweater situation.
Yeah,
That was not in the
yeah,
chat.
well,
Courtney
it
and I
looks
had it
fuzzy.
planned for about 6 weeks, but you just kept bailing on us, so
Yeah.
we just been
That's
recycling the
fair.
sweater. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on that, I want to take a second to apologize to all of our listeners. I know we were a little bit delayed in the release of episode 3 and the recording of episode 4. But we are now on track. So thank you everyone for your patience. We will do our best, me, to make sure this doesn't happen again because this was all my fault, not Jason, not Courtney, 100% my fault. But we're here now. So sorry,
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah, and I think, part of what I talked about earlier was like, I said, hey guys, I only got like 30, 45 minutes, whatever. Let's just keep these kind of short, focused, engaged, and don't progress over perfection and get out some good content. I think that's kind of my goal, and um, yeah, see where it goes.
That's right. Yeah, we don't need to overthink it. It's great
Yeah.
that the AI can just edit this thing and we get it out to the people, because that's what they want.
Yeah, shout out to Riverside. That's what we use, and it's a great app, and it seems to be doing the job for us.
Not sponsored.
But guys, I know a lot has happened since episode 3. I want to start with you, Courtney. I know your car's had some trouble, so I'm going to give you a couple minutes to
Yeah.
tell us. I don't know if Jason knows what has happened, but uh, from what I understand, the engine out of your GT350 is on its way to California.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, had for lack of a better explanation, head gasket failure in the 350R. I noticed it was kind of starting to run a little bit poorly. Remember, Jason, when I said, hey, there was some like cutout or oil on the track or something when I was coming around turn 8 on a hot lap? I have a feeling that's related. So long story short, John went out there a couple weekends in a row trying to diagnose it. Couldn't really figure out what was going on with his. I mean, we did, all sorts of pressure tests. And Mario, you were there for a couple of those. I wasn't,
Yeah.
but long story short, ended up taking it to a shop in Green Cove Springs that focuses on Subaru's dirty racing products. Rick Wilson is the guy I'm talking to. So far, good experience. I mean, it's taken longer than I would like. I don't know that's his fault or anybody's fault. Just these things always just take forever. But engine is out of the car. It is in a crate. It is getting shipped to RPG Race Engines in California. Clovis, California is, I think, where it's at. So it's going to get, kind of bolstered up a little bit and, higher compression or sleeved, or I don't know what the plan is because they haven't dug into it yet, but repaired, a little bit stronger. If there's anything they can do to, get me a little more NA horsepower, we'll do it. But long story short, I just want it bulletproof so I don't have to worry about this piece of it ever again. So that's the plan. While it's under the knife, there's going to be some other updates too. Probably going headers, tune it for E85. AJ Hartman Aero has a MagnaRide coilover conversion kit where you can put stiffer springs and kind of trick the MagnaRide in those things. New clutch, so some stuff like that. We haven't solidified the plan, but faster, better, stronger car because that thing was kind of fighting for its life there towards the end.
When do you expect to get the car back?
I mean, realistically, probably December. So late November, early December. I told him I really don't want to pick up my car in 2025. So that's sometime in Q4 is my goal.
Yeah, we'll cross our fingers. I can't say I'm extremely hopeful, but we'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah, me neither. But so the engine shop, at least when they talked to him first, said that they had capacity and bandwidth to get the engine turned around in less than 30 days. So from receipt to ship back on the way out, less than 30 days. So we'll see. Yeah, it'll be kind of close, but
Yeah. Especially because you'll have to get the car tuned and everything, right? I mean,
yeah.
RPG can't do that. They're not going to do anything, right? They'll just build the motor. RPG, they don't tune the car.
I don't think so. I don't think so. So when I get it back to Green Cove, get it installed, they have the guy there. They tune, they do all that there. Pretty good tuner and pretty good reputation from people I've asked. So we'll get it all tuned and buttoned up there. So.
And let me ask, just because I don't know exactly, but you probably ran the differences. Could you have just potentially shipped your whole car there, and then pulled the motor and put it back in, and then ship the car back? Or
I think they're strictly like an engine shop, like a machine shop. Like I think they just receive engines and ship them out.
Yep. So like, there's several of those. It's like I did talk to FFRE, which they are not. Whoever's listening to this, if you have a track car, do not send it to FFRE because they don't want anything to do with track guys. They want if you're a high horsepower build that wants to run 8-second passes, they'll build your car and boost it to the moon. But for reliability and stuff, that's not the shop. But what was going to be there was the same deal: ship the engine to them. So that's what these engine shops do. I mean, I'm sure I could take my car there, but
I have no idea. I know, like with the Fat House stuff, even if you do like a full engine build there, I mean, everyone's just sending their whole car there,
Right,
but they're also tuning in house on their dyno and stuff.
Yeah, but with Fat House, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know a whole lot about their shop. I just knew they didn't. That's not the route I wanted to go here. But they're doing the full up. If I get a Shelby 1000R, they're doing the engine, but they're also doing turbos. They're also doing full exhaust. They're also doing clutch. They're also doing drive shaft. They're doing all this stuff. I'm looking to stay the same. I mean, if I can get a couple more horsepower out of it, sure, but I'm not doing anything where I need any of those supporting upgrades.
Sure. Yeah. Cool. I'm excited. Yeah, to see what happens when you get it back.
Yeah. So the goal is to be faster, be more reliable is the main goal. But if I can be a little quicker, that's the plan.
So out of our small pool right now, 66% of Shelby GT350 motors have blown up in this.
That is crazy to me.
Between the three of us.
Yeah. So that's what all the the Gen 1 voodoo failures. Well, our statistics support that.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
How many miles on your car? Like 20,000 maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. 25. I mean, but most of them, like its purpose has been a track car for the last, for most of its life. It has got more time on the track than it has, on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's it makes me a little bit scared with mine, but it's a risk worth taking in my opinion. Like I'm still gonna send it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
That's why you got the warranty,
Yes.
No, true.
That is correct.
People aren't gonna like it, but it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I didn't have any of that warranty stuff. I'm writing a check for this, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I could write that check. Maybe once.
Yeah, well, hopefully I don't have to write it very many times because it ain't gonna be cheap.
Yeah.
Picked up a set of gyro discs the other night, so running those, and got the new Who's Your Time Attacks. Track Day Tire has Michelin slicks now, so
you have everything but a car, basically.
I have everything but a car. I'm ready to go. Like, give me the car, I'll slap some tires on it, and so we'll see. I'm ready to go though. I'm really itching to get that car back on the tracks, especially since the last car I drove I blew up too.
So on the suspension stuff, AJ's got this little trick programmer thing that you can put different coilovers on. The Magneride still kind of functions. Why not just skip all that and go to like a MCS or like the real deal? You don't want to pay twice.
So that's the goal. But this was $500 versus another 10 grand. So yeah, the goal is a full full race suspension, especially with the aggressive aero and slicks and all that stuff. You really that puts demands on the car where you really do need a full race suspension. This is kind of that intermediate step before then that'll get me better, stiffer suspension, about $10,000 cheaper. So that's the reason I'm doing that. And since I'm already spending, I don't even want to imagine what I'm about to drop on this engine. Save the 10 grand for later.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
Very good. Well, since episode 3, we had mentioned that I was gonna go to Daytona and try to improve in my abysmal time since the last time I was there, and I was happy to report to the two of you that I did that. However, I do have a couple of pages to add to the book of excuses.
Oh,
Um, yeah, yeah, pull it out from a top drawer. No, so we got to track, and um, I had a couple of warm-up laps. Usually, I like to bring the tires up to temperature, and I was able to do a 109, I believe. And I was like, okay, this is great. And I come around the oval, and I just see my hood like just fluttering. Like I think this thing is gonna like just open at any minute and just destroy my windshield. So I back off. I come in early, like my session wasn't even over. I come in early, and the entire bottom of my splitter, my front splitter, was just in two pieces. And the way that our car is designed is supposed to not let any air come through the hood and up. But
mm-hmm.
when the bottom piece of the splitter just basically fell off somewhere in the middle of Daytona Speedway, they recovered it and gave it back to me. But at this point, it was
Right.
pointless. So there was more lap in it for sure. And I don't even know if when I did that 109, which was I think 11 or 12 seconds quicker than the last time I was at Daytona. Um, what I could have done. There was definitely more in it. My optimal was probably a couple of tenths off, but I won't know because I didn't get to do any more laps.
Yeah.
And it was already hot. But again, those Pirelli P0 Trofeo RSs are out of this world. That was the fourth track session with them. And because I had done 3 track sessions at the firm and I was within a tenth of my personal best at the firm, took him to Daytona and I was 12, 13 seconds quicker than the last time I was there, which was I believe in October, November of last year, and I went there in the middle of August or early August, and the car still performed phenomenally. So,
So what
um,
happened with the splitter? You just bouncing it on the ground, or just like the
it
downforce or something, or what?
well, so there's a couple of things. I think from when I bought the car, when you previously on there, I think when you had the other splitter that you had mounted on top of it, I don't know if it's the way that it's mounted or what, but I think it does damage some of like there's like some grommets or rivets that hold it together.
Sure.
But
Mm-hmm.
also Ford's like every GT350 does this. Like every GT350R that I know of. Like I know Courtney's did this, mine has done it, Anthony has done it, because he has a R on his regular GT350. And just I don't know of one that is not come apart. Like the plastic seam in the middle, I think is either just generates too much downforce or just any touch with a curb. Just and I drive hard. Like I like to get the most out of it. And I have tried to fix mine several times. I even bought the bolt kit that you can buy from the factory to replace all the bolts on the splitter,
Hmm.
and it just didn't make a difference.
Yep.
Um, since then, I've had to buy a regular GT350 splitter. I've put that in the car, and it looks terrible. Every time I look at it, it looks like a cat that's been neutered. Um, but and while we're here, I got scammed on Facebook Marketplace trying to buy one. There was somebody selling in one of the R groups, and it seemed legit. The dude called me, said all the right things. He was in Atlanta. He had no problem with me sending somebody in person, and the person who I was gonna send just wasn't available. Like he's like, "Yeah, I'm here all day. Just send somebody." So like, it was a good scam. Like I don't know if when I called him to tell him like somebody was in the way, he was gonna try to like weasel his way out of it. But up
Yeah.
to that point, it was legit. And I zelled him $600, and then I got a tracking number. And when I went to the companies, like it wasn't USPS or DHL, it was just a weird
Mhm.
company that I'd never heard of. As soon as I saw the website, I knew, and I texted Courtney. I said, I think I
Yeah.
just got taken for $600. And the dude is like, no, it's legit. It's gonna be there Wednesday. And then I happened to start searching, and I found the photos he sent me uh in a forum from like 2019. Like they were fake photos. And
Wow.
again, it was one of those that I'm not saying $600 is not a lot of money to me, but any more than that, like I would have not sent it via Zelle, like I would have done PayPal,
Mhm.
friends, as a business, not friends and family.
Yeah.
But also any more than that, I'm just gonna go buy the brand new one.
Mhm.
So like $600 was my threshold of like, it's worth a shot. If
Yeah.
if it doesn't show up, I just want to eat steak and lobster for a couple of days and I'll be all right.
Yeah.
So I don't particularly care, but it sucked. And
Yeah.
so then I just said, you know what, I'm not gonna buy anything for a while, and we'll get more into. Courtney has since bought a new splitter, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that.
Speaking of getting scammed, um, yeah, downfall of
Cheers.
Archetype. No, I'll say it out loud. I hope he watches this. Like, I hope he watches this. Yeah, don't know what's going on over there, but I was able to do a chargeback to get $3,500 back that I was never going to see again. And yeah, I ordered the AJ Hartman splitter. So we'll see. The splitter's legit. The splitter's legit, and I like all their stuff, but yeah, I don't know what went on over there. I'm not gonna sit here and badmouth the guy, but bad business practices, and caught up. So
I'm trying to
Well,
think
let me say
what that
this.
looks like. How big is the Hartman?
It's
Flip?
giant, dude.
that's
It's
big.
giant. And he's also done like wind tunnel runs. Like this is legit. Like
Now,
this
the guy knows
is
his stuff.
yeah. But real quick on the archetype, I feel like business is hard, right? Like I've been a business owner, Courtney, you're a business owner. Jason, you've ran business. So like it's tough to be a business owner. And I want to say, I don't know the gentleman's name. I just know his company. And if he ever wants to come on the pod and tell his side of the story, I think we would all welcome it. Uh, but until then, there's the court of public opinion. And from everything that we could see online and from what everybody was saying, it's just not ending well. And then a lot of people upset. A lot of people are missing money or missing parts they paid for. So hopefully he does have a chance to make things right. I know Courtney was able to get his money back via his credit card, but there may have been people who paid via, ACH or Zelle or something, and they won't be so lucky. So hopefully, again, things work out for him. Never want to wish anything bad on anybody, but hopefully he's able to make it right and either get people the parts they paid for or their money back.
Is this what we're talking about right here,
Mm-hmm.
Courtney? Is this what you got?
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah. Well, and what?
That's it. That's the wind tunnel.
Yeah. No. It ran it. So he has a. If you guys watch this, go watch this guy's YouTube. Dude knows his stuff, right? That he actually had a car, and he had a 99 Cobra or something that he converted to a full track car that was even faster than his 350. But all of his 350 aero parts are wind tunnel tested, and he has a video like one of his wings and that front splitter is putting out massive amounts of downforce, right? Just by the way it's built and angled, and so yeah, we'll see because I told him I had the big archetype splitter on the way. Well,
Allegedly.
let me rephrase. I ordered the large archetype splitter, the Archangel, and so I asked this AJ. I said, "Hey, I need a big splitter. Can you make me something bigger?" Right when I saw this 5-inch, and he's like, "Hey, man, this will make just as much, if not more, downforce than that one." And he kind of went through his reasoning why, and I said, "Okay, I mean, I'll trust you." Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if you look at here, if you look at one of the pictures, like it shoots out far to the sides, and then under under the bumper on the left and right side, there's an additional, I think, 2 or 3 splitter rods that you don't see. So it's not just the 2 splitter rods; it's hooked up pretty good. And he, in one of his videos, he does a jump test on it where he's like jumping on the corners of the car, which I would never do with
Well, they're chassis mounted.
Yeah.
And so like
Right.
you're basically just loading the weight on the chassis itself, not just like you're bolting onto the front bumper or anything like that.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to throw it on. I'm also excited to get a car to put it on. So it's sitting here in the garage.
That's very lovely.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to episode 3 for a second because we spent a great part of the episode talking about the ZR1 and the GTD and all that. And I think in the last week or so, the ZR1 has put out some top speed numbers that are really, really impressive. Have you
Yeah,
guys had a chance to take a look?
yeah. Did it? Like I saw like 240 miles and 230.
It was
Here we go. I got it
233.
right here. 233 miles an hour right here.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's see. This is just their little trailer thing. Yeah, 233.
Wow.
You know, for
That
a
is,
$200,000 car, that's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
that's what these $1 million cars are doing, right? Like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of made a little comparison. You know, if we just kind of go, I mean, this is faster than the 918 Spider, right? This is over $1 million car. This car's
Yep.
probably cooler.
I
You
think it was
know,
1.6 million when it was new. Yeah.
nobody cares about Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Faster than than the Aventador Ultimate. You know, which dream car. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't a real car. But
The
even a
Murray T50.
purpose-built race car, not fast enough. Sorry. And then we're like right there with the Pagani Huayra. I've seen mixed numbers here on that 230 to 238, but
And what's a Huayra go for nowadays? 4 million?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 to 4 million, I'm sure.
If you can find one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can probably find one on Facebook Marketplace, right?
Yeah.
Bring a.
Yeah. I'll send him the money via Zelle.
3.5 new,
Yeah.
so probably 5 million probably now.
Yeah. So it's 2020 car and driver says starting at 3.4. Okay. So
Wow.
yeah, we're at least in $1 million territory, minimum for a car that, yeah, expensive. It's not the average guy is not going to get one, but it's attainable. I can imagine spending 200 grand on a car, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine spending $1 million on a car. So it's definitely is in an area that people can at least conceptualize. So that's pretty cool.
I think we just finance it for what, like 25 years, right? That's the secret.
Right. You can.
The secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's really funny? If you went through Courtney's and I's like chat history, which I would never let anybody see that, but if you did, half of Courtney and I sending messages to each other is that web I think it's an Instagram page called racecarsforyou.com or something.
Yeah.
And we usually send each other cars like that are around 100, 150, and we're both usually like, it could be. So if you think about it, we're not that far from a ZR1.
Yeah.
Because the ZR1 is going to be what, 180, 200, probably a little bit of markup, 220. And it's doable, right? Like, I'm not saying I have that in the bank, but again, with the right loan and the right, moving the right money around, it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's only about 30 miles an hour faster than the Mustang GTD.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Ford.
Yeah.
And the GTD was what, 300? Or is it 360? I don't remember what it is.
3 something.
It's more than the
Six.
ZR1.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And I do see a lot of footage of the GTD doing laps at the Nürburgring. I don't know if they've posted an official time. I do know that they had to abort a lap recently. They were gonna like do one and it rained or something. I heard a story. But speaking of buying cars, I know Jason has an update on his car, but since episode 3, Courtney has also bought a new car. I don't know how much Jason knows about that. And he's also been pursuing me to buy a new car. So Courtney, take it away.
Yeah, so I had a Chevy Silverado 1500 as my daily driver. And how often did I need a truck? Hardly ever. I don't remember the last time I put something in the back. So I was like, you know what? Screw this, and I went and traded it in. And we're an Audi family, so my wife drives an SQ8 SUV. So I got an Audi S5, brand new, in this beautiful green, and just a great car.
Do you have any photos of it?
No, I don't have any photos of it, but we can find photos of it.
Audi S5.
Yeah, 2024 Audi S5, and it's their green color.
Okay, here. Let me see if this is what we're talking about here.
Yeah, like that.
That's the one.
Yeah, like the second one's like a real picture of it. Those rims and everything. Yep,
I don't
that's
know.
it.
It's kind of the similar color to my truck, huh?
Yeah, actually.
I mean, my truck is way faster, but
Sure. Sure. But I get cool sounds when I downshift. So
well, that's important. Yeah, that's
um
important.
but no, yeah, they're great cars. It's not like the fastest car ever, but it's pretty. I mean, that's that little
What was MSRP?
60 68.
That's not bad at all.
No, it's like it's right up there with the BMW, not the M3, but whatever the mid-sized BMW is, and the not the C class, but the a good Mercedes, and it's kind of right in there. And virtual cockpit.
What are the specs on this thing? Like, what kind of engine and stuff?
I don't know. I'll have to look all this up, man.
Yeah, you're asking way too much out of Courtney at this
Way
moment.
too much for me to know what engine this has in it, man. Let's see.
He knows he takes premium, and that's it.
I do. I put premium in.
I guess here we got a.
Yeah, that car right there. 3 liter. Yeah, 3 liter V6.
3-liter V6. Yeah.
And I get like daily text messages on how great this car is and that I should buy one.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince Mario to get one. But
Well, I
actually,
was gonna trade in my Kia for one until a
yeah,
couple of days ago. Some person backing out of a parking spot didn't realize there was somebody behind them and just decided to ram into the side of my Kia Stinger. So I
Hmm.
had to, you know, call the cops and I had to go after his insurance. And it's one of those hits that is like not bad enough to total the car, but it's bad enough to where like I have to go through a claim
mhm.
and send it to a body shop and they have to replace the rear passenger door. Probably the front passenger door is also damaged and the rear bumper is damaged. The wheel is damaged and
No way.
it's just again, but it's minor, so it's like it's fixable. It's not gonna be over 50% of the value of the car, so they're not gonna total it. Like I wish he would have just smashed his his gas when he was backing out, because then I'd be at the Audi dealership instead of recording a podcast.
Yeah,
But
just
but
just
it's what it is.
right.
Just annoying enough. That's what we were saying. Like it's annoying enough to where you have to deal with it. And it just happened 2 days ago, Wednesday. And it's like, really? Like that's really how my midweek is gonna go. But speaking of car damage, Jason, you said was it a bit of a hurricane issue with your truck? Tell us
We
about
had a
it.
little bit of weather come up here. I don't know if you guys know, but a couple storms passed through here. And the first one, Helene, I mean, you guys know, pretty big diameter storm.
yeah.
Decent amount of wind and everything at my house. And we kind of tucked away the best we could. I had my truck parked in, this is funny. I had my truck parked right in front of my garage. And then my wife comes out and she's like, you better move it. You better move that thing. It's going to get hit. So, of course, I move it. And then it gets hit where I move it too, you don't know. The tree could have fallen anywhere, right? So, obviously, no issues there. But yeah, definitely maybe 1:30 a.m. We just hear this loud bang crash, kind of right outside of our bedroom window. Go out there and basically a tree laying on the side of my truck, so
How bad
annoying.
is the damage?
It's similar to yours. I mean, half the truck is dented up a little bit.
Mm.
It's going to the body shop on Monday. So, it's just annoying. I don't care. It's a truck, so it doesn't need to be perfect.
Right.
But I don't want like a football-sized dent on my front rear fender,
Yeah.
the front
Yeah,
and
it's
rear. Yeah.
way too nice of a truck not to get fixed up right.
So, yeah. So anyway, so Monday, and before that, when I bought the truck, it's got like that power tonneau cover on it, right? You
Yes.
just push a button and it opens up. Well, mine has never worked. And a lot of the first gen Rivians, they had issues with those. So you just call up Rivian and they install the new system. It's like a dual motor thing. It smooths it out or whatever. So last week I made my appointment. I go down there. It's in Orlando, so about 2 hours away from me and Jackson. But go down there. It's like a club. Like I walk in that place, they got like house music playing. It's just a bunch of like young, good-looking professionals down there. The guy just comes out with a little tablet and he's like, yeah, we're just going to replace these things. Your lift will be here any minute to take you to your rental car. And then, just come back down when, be done in a couple days. So like, I didn't have to sign anything. I didn't really say anything. It was like one of the best experiences in the service industry I've ever experienced. So
Nice. Yeah.
When you come pick it up, let me know. I live really close to the Rivian
I got it
dealership.
last night. I picked it up last night.
Ah, bro.
Mm.
Hey, buddy, I'm nearby. Let's have dinner. Thanks, Jason.
Well, I had a concert last night in Daytona, and then after the concert, I drove down, picked up the truck at like midnight, and then I drove 2.5 hours. I got home at like 2 a.m.
Mm.
Yeah, don't call me at midnight unless you're in trouble.
But
If you're in
it's here.
trouble, call me at any time, but otherwise.
It's here.
Brutal.
Yeah.
But I was just,
That's awesome.
kind of reminiscing. If I would have went to Ford or something with my Raptor,
Oh, forget it.
Hey, can you fix this thing? It would have been like such a hassle.
Oh, yeah. That is a breath of fresh air in the auto repair industry because just in general, like things just take forever. So
yeah, I was very
That's kind of
surprised.
the new thing,
they're a new company. I mean, they don't want any bad publicity
Right.
or anything. They're going to do whatever they can to keep the
Mhm.
lights on. But
yeah, that's what startups do, man. They'll do whatever.
great
Well,
experience.
they're also,
No issues.
yeah, I was gonna say they're also not starting from like the stereotypical dealership footprint, right? Like they're a new company and they're more of a tech company that makes cars similar to Tesla,
Yeah.
so that they make a lot of those new processes more efficient versus,
Yeah, that makes
Ford
sense.
has had their ways for 100 years, Chevy's had their way for 100 years, Mercedes, Porsche, whatever. So,
Mhm.
like, I know Tesla doesn't have the greatest reputation in service, but every time I needed service for my Tesla, it was basically similar. Like I made my appointment online, I showed up, a dude with a tablet greeted me. Okay, boom, here's your rental. And like again, through the Tesla app, they would assign me a car and I just had to get in the car and drive away. Like that would never happen in a Ford or Chevy
Oh,
or
sure. Yeah.
even BMW, Mercedes, anything. So
Mhm.
that's kind of the advantage of the newer, startups. Because if you think about it, Tesla's what, 14 years old, if that? Like I think they were around like 2008.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
16 years old. So versus again, Ford, Chevy, Mercedes, 100 plus years old. So it's different. It's like the new way of doing things. And I always root for companies like Rivian. Like I know that they were in trouble for a while, and if Amazon wouldn't have bought all those delivery trucks, I think they were going under or something like that. Like they weren't doing great, and then Amazon gave them that lifeline, and they seem to be doing better. You can hear Elon, like Tesla's been close to bankruptcy like plenty of times, and
Mhm.
they've become America's biggest car manufacturer. So in market share. So it just depends on the right luck, right? Like I think Tesla is either one or two of the only American companies that have never been bankrupt. Like that's kind of like wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's awesome, guys. As far as upcoming things for me, I have a new set of tires in my car for the front. I'm waiting for my rear tires. I'm probably not gonna go to the track until I get new rear tires because I don't want to end up in a wall in my rears. I ended up, so real quick, I talk about my tires a lot in the pod. I got almost 100 laps out of this set of tires that I bought in this
Yeah.
summer. I did over 120 laps, probably more this summer. I was very, very active. I was going to the track every weekend or every other weekend. And those Pirellis, man, like they didn't fall off until like 40 or 50 laps in. Um,
Yeah. That's wild.
Phenomenal.
That's
And
wild.
like I remember I would text Courtney like, dude, these tires just won't stop gripping. Like again, we're talking middle of summer, 120 plus degree track temp,
Mhm.
and I was within striking distance of when they were brand new.
Yeah. That's wild.
Um, and so for me, the very next thing is get those rear tires in, and now that the temperatures are coming down, probably
Mhm.
get out and do some laps. We had done some stuff with the BRZ, which we've mentioned in some of our other episodes, but with Courtney behind the wheel, not blaming Courtney. There was a mechanical failure. I think, if I understand correctly, oil pump broke or something, and
Yeah.
the engine grenaded
Yeah.
with Courtney behind the wheel. And so now the engine's back out of the car. We have two new K24 blocks that we've got recently, and we're just waiting on some parts to put the engine back in the car. So Courtney's over 2 in engines this year, but
Yeah.
let him have it in the comments, please.
He's the fastest of us, though, so it doesn't matter.
He's the fastest to break engines, I would say. Yeah. Uh,
You
But
didn't
now
run 115. So.
well,
I mean, I have some mechanical knowledges.
Right now,
let me
he's the
get 20 grand
fastest.
worth. Let me get 20 grand worth of arrow and we'll see. No, kid, nah, he was driving great. Like Courtney jumped right in the BRZ and he felt at home and he was given the car the driving that he needed. Again, we know that that engine wasn't the strongest when we swapped it. We knew it was a risk going in, and it was our test bed, right? Like we were gonna learn and we learned a lot. Um, it's just unfortunate that again, it could like if it would have been 20 minutes early, it would have been Zach behind the wheel. If it would have been 20 minutes later, it would have been either me or somebody else behind the wheel. It's just it failed when it failed. I don't blame Courtney one bit, but I'm still gonna talk smack about
As
it.
you should. As you should.
But no, but side note, I was very impressed. Courtney got in that car, and obviously he's used to driving a different platform like the Mustang, where you get a lot of your lap time from the horsepower, versus in a car like the BRZ, you get a lot of your lap time in the corners, trying to again just carry the speed through the corner. And at first he got in by his own account, like he's like, dude, car's not going anywhere. It's just slow. And
Mhm.
and then just as he drove it more and more and more, he was able to start extracting the lap time out of it. And I'm confident that with once we have an engine that is Courtney proven there, he'll be able to extract the lap time and
Yeah.
be within the pace.
Yeah. So
Courtney,
But
I have a question. Another question. So, do you have like this kind of like brand loyalty now for Audi? I remember when I had the Raptor, it's like, oh yeah, you got to get the Raptor and the GT350. That's like
mhm.
the pair. You daily drive the Focus RS, and you got like
Right.
what, an R8 track toy or
I
that was our conversation this morning.
I've thought about that a lot. Like I think Mario, one of the last things I sent you in Instagram, I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm getting an R8. So yeah, I
Yeah.
probably not. Well, getting off camera. Probably not soon, Jason, because I'm about to drop 20 grand in my 350. Um, but yeah, I that's the plan because those I just I love me an Audi, man, and yeah, but who knows? This the 350 once I'm done with it here, maybe pretty dang slick too. So we'll see.
yeah?
Yeah, the R8 is a great platform. And so Courtney was calling me to buy a 911. He's like, "Hey man, looking at a 911, da da da." And like we were like looking at the packages and what he should get. And
Mm-hmm.
then the next day I get a text. It's like, "Oh, I bought the Audi." And I was like, "You never once mentioned an Audi. We talked about a 911 for like 4 straight weeks."
I almost bought a 911, but the the Audi S5 or A5 or any of them, you have the option for the Sportback, which is like a hatchback thing. The whole back opens up, and like the second row of seats or the back seats fold down. Like I asked the guy when I was buying, I said, "Hey, I'll get this car, but I need to make sure, like, if I'm leaving my car up, my Shelby out at the firm, and I'm swapping tires, I'm like, I need to be able to fit 4 big tires back here." He's like, "I promise you they'll fit." Like we measured it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, these will fit." So I have a car where I can throw 4 tires and a gas can in the back. Go to the track, swap tires, come home. Also, you know, for the kiddos, like, am I going to put a I just imagine fucking around with a car seat and a 911, and I'm like, no,
No.
no, no, no. I'll have a 911 someday if I don't go R8 and just become a total Audi whore. But this isn't the season of my life for a 911.
I did see that the new GT3 Touring that just got released today or yesterday, they got back seats in it. First time ever.
GT. Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
announcement was today.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get, you know, Cayman GTSs that are pretty slick that have rear seats. You can get a lot of 911s with a back seat, but and even GT3s, they sell backseat conversion kits because they got the space back there. But yeah, just
Mm.
just not the
You
right
think
time.
you'll track the S5 one time?
Probably one time, but
It
that
would be cool because remember, you drove that M3, so you know what an M3, even though it was a little bit older, like what he felt like, it would
mhm,
be a decent size comparison. They're about the same size,
yeah,
just from a feel perspective. Just,
I know.
make sure you get some good brake fluid in there and send it.
Yeah. No, I mean with a good I need a better tire on there, but a better tire. I'll put down a sub 120 in that car, no problem.
Wait, didn't you order wheels for it already?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, of course I did. So a green car looks fantastic with a bronze rim. So I ordered
Yes.
a set of bronze rims from VT Forged. Yeah, VT. Yes,
Yes.
yeah, VT Forged. Yeah, I was just looking it up here. Yeah, so ordered a set of bronze rims. Here, let's see those.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, so get those on the car and get a super, not a Pilot Sport 4S, and go to town.
This car's probably a lot faster than your Stinger, Mario.
Oh, miles. So I mean, the Stinger's not bad. The Stinger's allegedly 300 horsepower, but mine is all-wheel drive, so it's heavy. Uh, but like even on sport mode, you can't even drive it all the way to red line. Like even when if you put it on manual mode, and I think red line is like 6,500 at like 60, like a couple hundred before it just shifts itself. Like it won't let you rev it past. It won't let you like extract performance out of the car. And it like again, it drives good for the street, but when you try to do certain things, you remember it's a Kia. Like now the GT1, GT2 Stinger, those are much better. Like the twin turbo V6, like those are good. Those have
Oh,
Brembos but mine is just a base 4-cylinder. So
The
yeah,
Audi's all-wheel drive, though, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's that Quattro. What I love about this car
nice.
is you can turn. Of course, when I first got it, I'm looking up how to make this car faster, even though it's plenty fast. I mean, it has 350 horsepower, I think, and 0 to 60 like 4.1 or something like that. I mean, it's fast enough for this street. I mean, you don't need a 2-second car on the street to go get groceries. But I'm looking up like how to make this faster, and you can put a downpipe and a tune on that thing and get an easy 100 horsepower. No problem. And guys have that block, pushing 600-700 wheel, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I could make this thing really fast if I wanted to, but I mean,
In other words, you're about to have two broken cars.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna mess with this one and turn. Yeah, I need a car that runs. So
Put some wheels on it, call it a day. Tint the
That's-
windows.
windows are already
Yeah.
tinted.
Yeah.
Windows are tinted and it's already ceramic coated, but that's about it.
Nice.
Lovely.
Good color.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, guys, we're kind of coming up on time here. Is there anything else we want to touch on before we wrap up episode 4?
Yeah, I feel like I've talked a lot. So does anybody else want to get a few words in?
I think we're ready to take some questions from the audience, right? So leave a comment down below if you guys want us to talk about any specific topics or anything.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Yep. And also, I do want to say it's been a little bit since we got together. So I want to propose for episode 5 or 6. Let's find a way to record all together. Again, maybe for 5 might be a little too close, but let's work on something to where, again, whether we do a track day. Courtney, you can drive my car since you're carless, or you can bring your new car. But let's I think the audience might enjoy the three of us, at location and try to make it happen.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we definitely should do that.
And only if we knew like a sound engineer that could make this happen. Look at him shake his head.
We could do it in my garage.
Dude, that would be lovely. I'll come up. You guys are what, about an hour from each other?
I mean, 45 minutes probably.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm the odd man out, so I'll make the trip.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
let's do it.
Thank you, everyone. And hopefully, I'm committing to quicker releases for the episodes on camera for all of our subscribers.
Everyone heard that.
Everyone heard that. Both of them heard it. All of our subscribers left after.
Hey, also, by the way, since when we had at episode 3, we said we were almost at 1,000 subs. Since then, we've surpassed that. So,
what are we at now?
I think 1,100 or 1,200, somewhere in that range. But again, our momentum died off a little bit because again we stopped posting content, which Jason knows that the best way to grow your audience is to continue the content. So I think now that we're on a better schedule, our audience hopefully continues to grow.
And if
Yes.
you're out there and you're one of those people that's not the 1100 that's subscribe now. This is your notification.
It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
And you get these three, great guys on your feed talking nonsense for 40 minutes.
about all sorts of shit. So yeah, our
Well,
second
thank you, everybody.
8,000, almost 8,600 views, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, we were on a good roll, so we just need to keep that going.
Let's get it back. All right. Thanks,
Good night,
Jensen.
guys.
See ya.
Justin.
See ya.